Hello! Today I'm going to explain how to safely tame a Rhyniognatha. I think that's how you say that. This thing is terrifying. So let's get into it. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe. We do fun dino things here. You will want a buddy if you can. Solo, this would be much more difficult. The reason you want a buddy is for when this thing starts to run away, you can chase it on an RG. If you don't know this, how this creature tames, it's very similar to a Reaper, except instead of you getting pregnant, your tame will become pregnant. You also need to have killed a male of this species, of the Rhyniognatha, to have a pheromone that it drops. This pheromone gets fed to your dino that you choose as a tame sacrifice in order for this to work. The best tames to use for this are ones with higher drag weight. So just so you know what those options are basically the Giga, the Karcha, and a Bronto. The creature's baby, the Rhyniognatha's baby, inherits stats and color from the mother and the surrogate parent. Here's what we did on our unofficial server. We got a Diplo to help draw some aggro from it. We actually tranked it down, chased it a bit on our RG. Luckily got it down in a safe-ish place in the swamp. Who knew a place like that existed? Then built something similar to a griffin trap on top of it while it was down to hold it in place. The unfortunate part of this strategy is that the torpor drain is insanely slow, just over a second per torpor, and you can't access its inventory to feed it stimulant. Once the torpor is about up, bring in your tame, feed it the pheromone, and the Rhyniognatha should do its thing. You may have to lift up a couple gates, but it should do its thing. After impregnating, your creature will get cravings. Feed these cravings to increase the level of the baby upon birth. I think it's something like 5 cravings is the max. I'll list everything on the screen that it can crave. And once that timer goes down, your lovely tame will explode and give birth. If you're curious more on a little more of the specifics of how to get a higher level one, the stats of the baby are inherited from the mother and the host. Kind of similar how regular breeding works, inheriting a mix of the stats. However, these stat points are not necessarily inherited at 100%. There are essentially 3 values that affect how much of a parent's stat gets transferred to the baby. One is the craving satisfaction that we talked about a minute ago. It starts at 0% with no cravings fulfilled, increases by 20% to a max of 100. So that's where we get the 5 cravings from. The host size quality, which is your tame, depends on the drag weight, which we talked about. This determines how much of the host stats are transferred onto the baby. So the higher the drag weight, the more the stat's going to come over if it happens to inherit the stat of the parent or of the surrogate. Of course, the level of the wild Rhyniognatha matters as well for those stats to carry over. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other suggestions, comments, thoughts, drop them in the comments. Love to hear from you. And as always, have a great day.